From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, December 28th, 2016. Silver is trading at $15.90 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,140 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 3 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $961. Antiwar.com reports amid the relative calm that followed the most recent international calls for ceasefire in Yemen, the pro-Saudi forces have again launched a major offensive, this time targeting the southern Shabwa province and engaging in heavy fighting with the Shiite Houthis. The Houthis control only a single district in the southern province, and pro-Saudi forces attacked that district, claiming after the fighting that 28 Houthis were slain and 12 soldiers of the legitimate forces were also killed in the fighting. The Houthis have not confirmed the toll, but it's not unusual for both sides to dispute who killed more. Saudi warplanes were reportedly involved in the offensive, and while the pro-Saudi officials claim to have taken several positions in the district, they do not appear to have taken the district outright, suggesting the fighting will continue in Shabwa, just one of many contested areas in Yemen. Since invading Yemen in early 2015, pro-Saudi forces have gained control of considerable southern territory centered around an interim capital in the port city of Aden. The Shiite Houthis still control the north, with a lot of contested territory between them. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports in a delayed response to Democrats' sit-in last summer to protest the lack of congressional action on gun control, House Republicans are proposing rules to punish members of Congress who record or broadcast from the chamber floor. The House of Representatives will vote on new rules in January that include fines for members of Congress who take pictures or broadcast audio or video from the floor of the House chamber, in addition to other rules clarifying conduct seen as disorderly during congressional sessions. In addition to fines, the legislation includes penalties for breaking the new rules that include referrals to the House Committee on Ethics and other sanctions. Although the protest last summer demanding gun control legislation was not during a session of Congress and so was not broadcast on television, Representative John Lewis and other House Democrats could be seen protesting on the smartphone app Periscope. Republicans criticized the move bitterly, including some calling for sanctions against those participating in the protest, especially Representative Scott Peters, who used his smartphone to put the protest on Periscope, which C-SPAN eventually broadcast on television. House rules already prohibit most use of electronic media in the chamber, including cell phones, but the new rule would add fines, $500 for a first offense and $2,500 for each subsequent offense. At least one Democrat suggested the rules change would not prevent future protests if they thought they were necessary, with Representative Eric Swalwell brazenly suggesting he'd film another protest if he deemed it the right thing to do. Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organization to show up in an emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare to the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411, because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com. Reuters reports on a new legal development on the controversy over former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's emails. An appeals court on Tuesday reversed a lower court ruling and said 2 U.S. government agencies should have done more to recover the emails. The ruling from Judge Stephen Williams of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit revives one of a number of legal challenges involving Clinton's handling of government emails when she was Secretary of State from 2009 to 2013. Clinton, the 2016 Democratic presidential nominee, used a private email server housed at her New York home to handle State Department emails. She handed over about 55,000 emails to U.S. officials probing that system, but did not release about 30,000 she said were personal and not work-related. While the State Department and National Archives took steps to recover the emails from Clinton's tenure, they did not ask the U.S. Attorney General to take enforcement action. The suits brought by Judicial Watch and Cause of Action were ruled moot in January by a district judge, saying State and National Archives made a sustained effort to recover and preserve Clinton's records. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.